You already seen the Mindspot universe in the movie, and I would like to focus on how we have been working with the young people in Mindspot. As you've seen in the movie, the universe is very diverse with a lot of activities. I'm going to focus only on some of them in this presentation. The center of Mindspot is the young people, and we could not have made Mindspot without them. We have worked with them in many different ways. In the beginning, when it still was a project, we had made a lot of workshops with young people to get inspired to the concept of the universe. But we have also the Mindspotters, and they are employed in the library, and they are young people between 15 to 22 years old. Their job is to spot the trends in the youth culture and to get in contact with the youth. They're working at the library for about 6 hours a week, and they have a one-year contract with the library. We have a meeting with them every 14 days where we plan and talk about the events and the concept of Mindspot. When we're out in the city with the Spot mobile, it's also important to have the Mindspotters to contact other young people. It's easier for them to get in contact with other young people and to get a dialogue about Mindspot because they're at eye level. Another segment of young people is the users. The payoff of Mindspot is make it your library. We want the users to get an ownership in Mindspot and to choose and pick the services which is relevant to them in the Mindspot universe. We do this in many different ways. An example is Spot of the Month, where upcoming bands can contact Mindspot and to get promoted. And this is an example from our website for November. We want the users to get an ownership in Mindspot and to choose and pick the services. Mindspot makes this article and puts the band's music on our blog. We have also made photo sessions and videos, and some of them you can see on YouTube. It's a very popular service, and we get in contact with a lot of young people through the service, mostly by email. Another example is the events, which is very different. We want to get in contact with a lot of different kind of groups of young people. I have some pictures here from some of our events. We had, for example, a movie marathon where young people could make a movie within 24 hours. Gaming events like Guitar Hero, World of Warcraft, and FIFA soccer games. Concerts with young people and young bands that have been chosen by a young jury in the city. We have this concert for the third year in a row next Friday. And we have this new service also called Spot On. Young people can contact the library and we can make an event in cooperation with them. We try to make the events in the lending department, as you can see on the two pictures in the bottom. We want it to be clear that it's the library who's behind these events. We want to have the young people at the main focus of our events all the time. The Mindspotters are planning the events with the library, and they always help during the events. At these events, it's very important that the youth is participating and not just an audience. Most of our events are also planned with youth organizations in Arhus and external collaborations. We use each other's networks to get in touch with new target groups of young people. The last segment of young people we've been working with is volunteers. We've made a couple of projects where the Mindspotters have been working with groups. It's not so much the staff at the library, it's more the Mindspotters who work with these volunteers. In 2009, Mindspot wanted to make a book about youth culture in Arhus and to focus on how different the youth is. Two of the Mindspotters worked with 8 volunteers in the ages of 15 to 20 years old for about 6 months. And the project was primarily a youth-to-youth concept, and the group ran this project mostly on their own. On the two pictures you can see, and one of the portraits of the book, and you can see also the reception where there was over 100 young people in the library to get this book. The book was called Imprint and is portraying 27 young people in Arhus. The portraits are very honest, and I think the reason for the book is because it's made by young people. I think it would have been a very different book if it was made by the adults or the librarians. afterwards, this book has been very popular in the schools, in the public schools. We had many teachers who would like to use this in the elder classes to show something about how different the youth culture is. Right now we're working with a new group of volunteers. Mindspot had made a cooperation with a famous music festival in Arhus called Spot Festival. They want us to make a part of their website so it appeals to the youth, and it's the part you can see on the bottom of this slide. We've made a Mindspot editorial with photographers, writers, and cameramen who is making content to this website. And it makes a great PR and marketing for Mindspot in Arhus. And you can see here down on the side, it's Mindspot's logo, and we also have a point out in the top too. So it's a great way to get more people to know about Mindspot in the city. Usually it's very easy to get volunteers to this kind of work because they can use it later in their professional contexts. Relations between the young people is also very important to focus on when working with the young people. Many of our events and activities are based on relations between the youth. The network is very important to get your message out in the right circles. When the youth are co-creators at an event, they automatically bring their friends to watch or participate. For example, we had a Guitar Hero contest last year, and many of the contestants brought their friends to cheer for them, so they made a great atmosphere at this event. The relations and network between the young people has been very essential for Mindspot and the networking in Arhus. Naturally, many of us are also using Facebook in this context. We use it because it's the network that the young people is using already. A lot of our events are advertised on Facebook, and we make events which is spread through the young people's network, so we want them to get it through their network as well. It's a cheap way to get a lot of PR, and it's very effective, and we have great success with this. This is this is our page for our fan site on Facebook, and at the bottom you can see one of our events, which is the concert next Friday. There's also some flyers, which is one of the Mindspotters who has made them. And it's very important for us to have the Mindspotters to make this PR marketing so it will be in the same language as the young people, and to make the impression that it's going to be appealing to young people. The last part of Mindspot I would like to focus on is our Spot Mobile. We got the caravan for about 2 years ago, and we use it in the summertime. The reason for having this caravan is to get in contact with the non-users. It's the same strategy as Facebook. We want to be visible in the places where the young people already is and make a new image of the library. The content of the Spot Mobile is laptops, beanbag chairs, big screen TVs with Wii, Guitar Hero. We want to make a lounge atmosphere where the informal dialogue is at focus. We use the Spot Mobile in the city, at the beach, music festivals, and other events in Arhus. And here you can see it at some festivals, and there's also an event outside the library, the picture where it's dark, and also at an art festival for a couple of years ago. Yeah. To sum it all up, the red line in this presentation is to focus on your target group and to make them part of your service. It's been very important in Mindspot to make the young people co-creators and to make the setting for them to create their own library. And you can read some more about Mindspot if you're interested in the report, which is also on the table, and the movie you've just seen is also on YouTube, and I've also lit something on the table. Yeah, that's all for me.